Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa. I want to thank everybody for watching this series, and I want to also say, if you really do like this series, share it with your friends. You know, we're trying to get this series and this channel out to as many people as possible. So, we know that this is a game that's not played all too often. It's still played, of course. But we definitely want to try and get as much attention on this particular series as we can, guys. That's really important. So please do share it. So we did actually give this army group a nice rest last turn. Now they've got to get to work, and they've got a lot of ground to cover. We know from watching the Soviet turn last turn that they did a lot of retreating, let's be honest. They were not interested in continuing the fight, and I can't say I blame them, to be honest with you. Now, it looks like we might be able to attack this unit here, but not for a lot of damage, because most of our guys have had to move quite a grand distance to be able to get here. So I will attack with our tank. Not sure this is a great idea, but I think a tank company against an infantry company wins every time. And sure enough, yeah, that's what happened. We also want to keep on moving forward with our infantry if we can. Try to just keep taking those areas. And who knows, maybe we need to rest and refit this unit again. I'm really not sure, guys. We're moving up with the 161st Infantry Division. What about these guys? No. Once again, we're trying to move as many guys forward as possible, but not a lot of actual fighting that's going to be happening here in the center. Although, I think we should move our boys, our generals, at least one of them, to Grodno. So now we've got two generals in two pretty important locations. They should be able to make the rails work fairly well. And we will... Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can attack over here. Beautiful. So actually here we have a decent attack. 116 of 200. Could be better, but I think it's enough to probably get these Soviets to retreat, and quickly. Good work, boys. And over here, we probably have another attack, although we could go straight north to Riga. Maybe not. We have a lack of fuel here, guys, so I'm actually going to keep the tank here. Let's carry on the attack against these units. There's a lot of damaged Soviet units here, and I think we could probably finish them off pretty easily. Let's go ahead and attack. Beautiful. Enemy retreated. We didn't totally destroy them, but we did force them to retreat. And I'm starting to think we've got to get this general. Yep, that's the one supplying that tank unit. We've got to get him into Riga or something. Right now, his movement seems to be badly clogged because he's also not getting supplies. So let's go ahead and get this guy back to Tilsit. We've already got a general in Königsberg, but it doesn't make me feel much better. And now we've just got to keep taking Soviet territory all the way to Windau. Could have actually sent one of those generals north, but I think we'll be all right. The Soviets are definitely losing ground. You can see that tank division with only 2 serviceable tanks in it. Probably even less than 2. It might just be a tank with a broken turret gun. Because just about anything's going to break through there. Even a Hungarian or a Romanian unit would crush that area. Let's see if our SS Totenkopf, once again, out of fuel. So we're going to have to wait for this guy to get some fuel. It's all coming, obviously, from Germany. Or a good portion of it is, anyway. But let's go ahead. See if we can move anyone else forward. The only reason we moved that guy there and not even farther up is because that's the only place he could actually get an attack from. We got our SS Viking division, but he also is not going to be able to attack this turn. Let's move this guy down. And at this point, I think the idea is just to try to take as much land as possible. Keep on moving the rest of these divisions. We'll see who these generals are attached to. Lublin. That's where you're going to have to go. Now, the rest of these generals are in a decent spot, so I'm going to leave them here. But, for instance, we've got the motorized division Adolf Hitler. We want to move them forward and try to see if we can't get these lightning divisions forward. If not, I'm still going to see if we can attack this area. I definitely would need a nice... No, that's not enough. So we're probably going to have to wait till next turn to carry out an attack on that particular region. But we can probably keep pushing against these Soviet HQs. They are definitely a pain in the ass. So let's go ahead and actually send in our Romanians. I think they can put up a good fight. 232 of 300. Come on, boys. Show us you mean business. And actually, they got the general to retreat, and they got the enemy to retreat. Not too bad, but of course, one of our own guys retreated, which he shouldn't have had to, considering the terrain. We're gonna get this general back to Yassi, and let's start moving these guys forward. So here's where we can start doing a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and see if we can take this town. And this is a Stavka division. No, we don't need to attack with a stack of 200, but 211 of 200, that's pretty good. Of course, the Stavka are going to have a little more courage than most of the other men. Let's move these guys in. In fact, we could have kept them there. In fact, we will, because we could probably destroy this unit this turn. And I'm going to actually send in mostly Hungarians here. Now or mostly Romanians. In fact, I'll just send in Romanians, because I think we could pretty much destroy this unit. And they're panicked. Yeah, they're going to run away. Let's, of course, take our tank unit and try to move it into Kishin. Let's see. Try to assist the Romanians here. It actually looks like we're getting a lot of good attacks here against the enemy. There we go. Enemy retreating. I like this very much. We still got that tank there, so we're going to try to get him to move forward as well. And actually, I might, depending if I can, I might call an attack on this unit right here. Although it seems pretty strong, but then again, with a tank and 2 infantry divisions, maybe we can turn the tide. It's a lot of cavalry and a Stavka division, but we actually managed to break the infantry. It could have been better, but I'll take it. In fact, if we look at the textual map, we lost 1,000 dead, killed 3,800. As far as I'm concerned, that's pretty good. Those are pretty good odds. Okay, so maybe we can bring in some more guys to attack here. Maybe more are willing to go into the fight than we thought, because that is definitely a major area. And if we could get an attack on it, it's probably something we want to do. Once again, this is probably their hardest garrison, the Lvov garrison. Probably the nastiest garrison we faced so far. 3 infantry units getting up to... You know what? I'm going to do it. 3 infantry units is almost our entire stack. And it looks like we actually managed to kill 7,600 of the enemy, destroyed 2 units. I think that's worth it. I think it was a good attack. Maybe some people think it's a little reckless, but that's why those people are not generals. You see how this works? Let's take this tank, move back towards the HQ, and unfortunately, since we don't have any railroads going this way, getting this tank through is not going to be easy. This is one problem with Blitzkrieg. You've got to be prepared to face the enemy with enough fuel. And right now, we don't really have enough fuel, to be quite honest. Let's go ahead and see if these tanks can smash into this Soviet HQ. Oh yes, we can definitely get in there. 145 of 200, let's go for it. Actually, they held. I'm surprised. So the Soviets did hold. That's definitely going to surprise a lot of people, I think. Okay, I think that's all we can do for there. We will try to get the cards out, and I think posture is good, but what we need are rest and refit. Rest Army Group Center again. You know what? 3rd Panzergruppen. This is a lot of resting for the 4th Army. I'm going to go ahead and rest the 9th Army. I think they've done enough work, and it's going to be 10 divisions, but I think it's definitely worth it. And rest Army Group North. Let's try to rest one of these army groups. And some of these have tanks in them. Some of them don't really seem too effective. In fact, we've got the Finnish Corps, of course, that are trying to hold on, but we're not going to play it on them. We'll also bring in some artillery here. Alright, Artillery Army Group Center, or Counter Battery. Let's take this out. So I've never tried this before, but we're going to try the Counter Battery support. And we'll also try the Allocate Theater Asset support, not to Army Group South, but to Army Group Center. Once again, we have to pick a division. Well, this is actually Army Group North. Sorry, guys. 17 units selectable. No, I'd rather bring... Well, you know what? So a lot of stuff here. Let's play it. Take 4 days. Very good, men. Alright, as for the Luftwaffe, resupply fuel. I think this is extremely important for Army Group Center, so let's take a look. The 2nd Panzergruppen certainly need fuel. The first do too, though. Let's get it to the second Panzer Group, and they're the biggest one. And, of course, Guderian is going to try and get us that much-needed fuel, of course. Looks like our SS Polizei infantry can keep on moving. And these guys, if this general was just a bit closer, I think he could get even better support to his men. But he's got to be in a city, and we've learned this. I mean, if we're not in a city, we're going to take serious just losses in terms of time, resources, etc. So we want to be careful with that. Alright, it seems like things are going pretty well. Look at the options here. So, Luftwaffe oil allocation. Been running field tests with the 10th Panzer Division operating with high-octane fuel. Hydrogenation in Sloven. Results are very encouraging. It would be worth considering a request for a Wehrmacht allocation of some of this gasoline. I agree. Now, this is going to cost us a lot of political points, and we're down to 16. So I'm going to say the Luftwaffe has priority, and that's going to hopefully make Göring happy. But overall, I need to find out how to get more of this political prestige. Be formally recognized for their achievements. Okay, so he wants me to go ahead and actually give a commendation to this man. We're going to do it. Why not? It's the right thing to do. We will decide. And the division's commendation as a result, officially recognized and against permanent combat bonuses. I think that was a good idea. Inefficient loading. Oberleutnant Wilfried. There's a promising young officer on our headquarters staff, Oberleutnant Wilfried Kranz, whose behavior has deteriorated. Could have a quiet word or assign him to combat posting. Let's have a quiet word. Once again, we want to help our men. And it was a good outcome. So, hopefully, this improves a few things. We're going to go ahead and end the turn, guys. Let's hope that the enemy doesn't bash us too badly. It's been 2 turns of not moving as much as we'd want. But we're still beating the Russians back, although they've got strongholds like Lodz, which are going to be tough to take. Let's end the turn here. Yes, we've delegated 5 decisions, and hopefully we get some political points. Come on, Ruskies. Okay, guys. Looks like we'll see what the enemy does very soon. Now, I'm going to assume that they're just going to keep basically what they've been doing the last 4 or 5 turns, 6, 7 turns, and that is they're just going to try to keep their defensive positions by retreating and not really standing up to the fight because, quite frankly, that's all they can do until they get more reinforcements, until the army is reorganized, and I'm not sure how long that takes, but let's hope that it takes a very, very long time, because having to deal with some of these Russians right now is going to be a problem, pretty simply. They're getting stronger, they're getting a lot more dangerous, let's put it that way, and it's a little concerning to me, so let's hope that we do an okay job here. Come on, Ruskies. Alright, so it looks like they are massacring. They're massing at Lodz. I hope they leave Lodz and just give it to us, but I don't see them doing that. I think they're going to try to make a really strong defense, and we're going to be responsible for taking it out, or destroying it entirely and letting our army through. Alright, they've surrounded our tank. That's bad news. That tank might be... Now, the defender stood firm. We actually managed to probably kill a lot of their men, but we can't have that happening. They can't be surrounding and destroying tank armies. Then we get into a serious, serious problem. Yes, turn it over to us quickly. We must make a move. Alright, reports historic mobility of ground forces. They have no supply columns. Good results against pillboxes. So, distrustful relationship with Liev and Rundstedt give us penalties, and probably combat penalties. We'll take a look at our relationships very, very soon, but let's see if our men are ready to fight or if they need more time to rest. I think they probably need more time to rest. We can bring in this SS division, but you can see these guys are grayed out, which basically means, yeah, they're resting. And I'm kind of happy they are, because we need to try to break through this area. and it's not going to complete itself. The task will not accomplish itself, put it that way. Let's see if we have enough here to lead a decent attack against Lodz. 1, 2, 3. Just the right amount of men about. Although, you know what? We can bring even more men. So let's try to bring some more infantry worth fighting, or worth getting in the fight. A lot of these guys are not able to attack because they're either resting or they can only attack this HQ. And actually, the HQ makes for a pretty good target, I must say. Getting rid of the enemy HQs is very important to win this fight. Beautiful. We broke one of their units and the HQ is panicked. Let's see if the tank... Can he get some kills? Yeah, very good. Sehr good, sehr good. So now Lvov is open, and actually probably should get one of our generals over here. No, not that guy. Maybe we can bring the main general, and he supplies the other generals, but I think apparently he has to stay put. He doesn't have a movement icon. Alright, let's get to Lvov with our new general, and maybe we'll move this one as well. Nice, I like that. That's probably going to bring us a lot more support. And then we'll go for the attack on Lodz, just to make you guys happy before we stop this episode and go to another one. And if you haven't seen the other ones, you really should, guys. You should go check them out. 151 or 200, we just got to take that. And our boys fought extremely bravely. So there's got to be some commendations here. I want to see the actual textual losses. So it looks like German heavy infantry, no dead? Is that possible? And look how many defenders died. I mean, thousands, tens of thousands. That's pretty incredible. So I think we actually made it through pretty well, and these units are going to be extremely happy, especially this SS division, the Motor Division Adolf Hitler. And we can also take a look at our relations page. It looks like so far Göring likes us, Gerke likes us, and Wagner likes us, but the other generals, they don't trust us or like us, which, let's be honest, is pretty common in the German army at this time. Generals didn't exactly trust each other that easily. You know, it took some little bit of grace and sort of pomp to be able to get anyone to believe you. So that makes sense, honestly. I'm going to try to go ahead and get one more tank battle in. I can't help myself. Let's see if we can get an attack. Nope, I guess that tank's gonna have to wait a little bit, and it might be time to get supplies to Army Group North. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 5. I hope you'll go and watch the other episodes, and more importantly, share this series with your friends. Take care, and have an awesome day.